Hey guys, I'm Marcus Buff Bagwell, and I've had only about 5 different top hats in WCW, but one of my all-time favorite top hats was this one right here, and it got stolen. Man, it's crazy story, but Mobile, Alabama, I get booked by a guy named let's see, his name was Dennis Harrison, and he Dennis Henderson, and he books me to go down there in Mobile, and I was fresh in the independent circuit thing, man. It was not happening. I just hadn't done it yet. Right off TV from the WCW WWF merger thing. That was 2001. I did Australia for a couple of years. We did that, and this couldn't have been no more than 2004, 2005, I started doing independent wrestling, and this guy in Mobile gets in touch with me. I go down. As soon as I walk in the door, I was by myself. I can't believe I was by myself because I usually always take somebody with me on all these events, but on this one, I was by myself. And I walked in. As soon as I walked in, man, this guy hooked onto me. Cool. I mean, this guy was super cool. Hey, brother, how's it going? Nice to meet you. Can't remember his name, but his name and how's it going? And, I mean, we talked, and I noticed as we were talking that nobody else was talking to me. And I could tell it wasn't from being like, mad at me or being ugly or anything. It was from just being nervous. I mean, I was a big star off television in a little bar in Mobile, Alabama. And it was a big deal. But that's how I felt. I felt like it was just them, just kind of trying to respect me. Like, I don't want to mess with him. Let's let him have his space or whatever, which I hate that kind of attitude. I want everybody to come up, say hello, get a picture with me. But that's how they were acting. And I remember just, I would have probably broke the ice with them, but this guy was just all over me in a good way. And so, we're talking about wrestling and, this and that. And then I really hadn't caught on to going out and doing merchandise and selling your gimmicks. I didn't really know about all that at this stage. I was just going down to wrestle and coming home. So he was with me the whole night, man. And I remember at the end of the match, I used to take my hat off and I'd take my necklace and my sunglasses and put them in my top hat when I was kind of signing autographs before I left. So at that junction, I remember handing him my hat, this guy, and then my necklace, my sunglasses, and my rubber hose that I warmed up with was in my hat. And I handed it to him. I said, hold this for a second, brother. And I signed some autographs for, I mean, it was no more than 30 seconds. And I looked and the guy was gone. And I went, I didn't think nothing about it. I kept signing, signing, saying goodbye to everybody and all that, and thank you, and hugging and cameras and pictures and thank you. I get to the back and I go, hey, has anybody seen that guy that was with me? And they're like, what guy? I said, the guy that was with me all night. And they said, we thought he came with you. I go, no, I don't know who that guy is. And they go, neither do we. And I was like, come on, man. So we start kind of scrambling now and figuring out, wait a minute, what's happening? Never saw the guy, never saw the hat again, never again. And I lost one of my favorite top hats ever. It was the same top hat that you guys saw in the clip here. It was the one in Booker T's match. It was I think, my only televised red WCW top hat. It was the red with the yellow buff, and it was just the only red one at WCW, I'm pretty sure. And it was at the very end of WCW, and then of course went to the WWF match with Booker. So that match had a lot of meaning to me. But to get there, so the owner of the bar comes to the back. I go, man, this is crazy. Please tell me you know this guy. And they didn't know him. So we go back and we look at the video. We watch the videos of what went on. And you can see him take that. I mean, from the moment he took my hat, I don't know how he could have this planned, but it was like he had it planned to that second. He went directly from me handing that hat directly to his car in the parking lot. Now the footage stopped when he went out the door, but he left that building. I mean, he didn't grab something he laid down, go to the restroom right quick. This cat took my hat and walked out the door. And man, I was so upset about this. I was really upset. I I just, internet had only been, 4 or 5 years old. It was just very new, but it was big enough that I thought, well, surely this guy's he's gonna sell this top hat. He's gonna try to, sell it or something. It'll come up. So I hired a lawyer to kind of keep an eye out and do some searching for it. And man, that top hat never appeared again. Um, Mobile, Alabama. I'll never forget it for losing my top hat. Somebody's got a very popular Buff Bagwell top hat, and man, it's I wish they'd give it back. So again, I don't think I've ever had something of value get stolen at one of the independent things because I was very careful. But in this situation, I was just totally fooled, and I handed the guy my top hat, and he walked out the back door, man. But I lost that top hat. If anybody sees it, if you don't mind, go to marcusbuffbagwell@gmail.com. Email me because I'll buy it back. So the hat means a lot to me, man. Not just it being the WWF with Booker T's my last match televised ever. It was also a part of me and Lex Luger totally buff, and that's a huge thing for me. I'd give anything to have that hat back because of it. The memories of that hat being in two different companies. I'm just telling things to make this hat bigger and better for the guy whoever owns it, but it's the truth. This hat was in WCW, and this hat was also in the WWF because it was in both companies, and it means a lot to me, man. Coming out with the red one, I remember the reason for the red is because of the Wolfpack. The black top hat was cool, but I was big about changing stuff. I had red tights, black tights. I went to gold for a while. That's why there was yellow in the top hat. But the two best colors, of course, was red and black. But to have the red one, if you notice, you don't see any red top hats. You just don't see any of them. And the reason why is they don't make them. They're really hard to find. If you look online, you see black ones, white ones, blue ones. For some reason, red is a color that's hard to find. So like this one here I got on my head right now, it was white and they airbrushed it. The hat that was on during Totally Buff and Booker T's match, it was a white hat that was painted red because we couldn't find a red one. We had to paint it red. So a lot of money invested in it, a lot of wonderful times and a lot of TV time. So again, man, if anybody sees that hat, let me know. I'll buy it back. Thanks a lot.